Baldwin IV, known as the Leper King, ruled the Latin Kingdom of Jerusalem from 1174 to 1185. His reign, though brief, was marked by extraordinary resilience and determination, qualities that have made him a legendary figure in the annals of history. He was a remarkable figure, a young man who ascended the throne at the tender age of 13, already burdened with a terrible disease. Despite his youth and the immense challenges he faced, Baldwin IV demonstrated wisdom and strength beyond his years. Leprosy, a debilitating and disfiguring illness, cast a shadow over his reign. This disease, which was often seen as a curse, could have easily led to his downfall. However, Baldwin IV did not let his condition define him or his rule. Yet, Baldwin IV faced his challenges with extraordinary courage and determination. He refused to be seen merely as a victim of his illness. Instead, he embraced his role as a leader, showing his people that even in the face of great personal suffering, one could still lead with strength and conviction. He became a symbol of hope and resistance for his people, leading them against the formidable forces of Saladin, the Sultan of Egypt and Syria. Baldwin's military acumen and strategic mind were evident in the numerous battles he fought, often against overwhelming odds. Baldwin's story is one of resilience, of a king who refused to let his illness define him. His ability to inspire and lead his people, despite his physical limitations, is a testament to his indomitable spirit. He was a skilled warrior, a shrewd diplomat, and a devoted ruler who put the needs of his kingdom above his own suffering. His leadership was characterized by a deep sense of duty and an unwavering commitment to the well-being of his subjects. His life, though tragically cut short, left an enduring mark on the history of the Crusades. Baldwin IV's legacy is not just one of a king who fought bravely, but of a leader who showed that true strength comes from within. He is remembered not for his affliction, but for his unwavering spirit and his unwavering commitment to his kingdom and his people. His story continues to inspire generations, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, hope and courage can shine through. Baldwin's reign was a tumultuous period in the history of the Latin Kingdom. The kingdom, established by Christian crusaders in the Holy Land, was constantly under threat from its Muslim neighbors. The political and military landscape of the time was fraught with tension and conflict. The kingdom, established by Christian crusaders in the Holy Land, was constantly under threat from its Muslim neighbors. The political and military landscape of the time was fraught with tension and conflict. Baldwin IV had to navigate these treacherous waters with both skill and diplomacy. Saladin, a brilliant military strategist and a charismatic leader, had united the Muslim forces and posed a formidable challenge to the survival of the kingdom. His campaigns were relentless, and his determination to reclaim Jerusalem was unwavering. Despite these challenges, Baldwin IV proved to be a capable and courageous ruler. His ability to rally his troops and inspire confidence in his leadership was crucial in the many battles he fought. His strategic mind and bravery on the battlefield earned him the respect of both his allies and his enemies. He inspired his people with his unwavering faith and his determination to defend his kingdom against all odds. Baldwin IV's faith was a cornerstone of his reign, providing him with the strength and resolve to face the numerous challenges that came his way. His story is a testament to the strength of the human spirit, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, courage and determination can prevail. Baldwin IV's legacy is a powerful example of how one individual's resilience and leadership can leave a lasting impact on history. Beyond his military achievements, Baldwin IV was also known for his efforts to maintain stability and governance within his kingdom. He worked tirelessly to ensure that his court was well managed and that his people were cared for, despite the constant threats from outside forces. Baldwin IV surrounded himself with wise and capable advisors, understanding the importance of counsel and collaboration in effective governance. His ability to listen and make informed decisions was a key aspect of his successful reign. Tragically, Baldwin IV's reign was cut short by his illness. He passed away at the young age of 24, leaving behind a kingdom that mourned the loss of a beloved and courageous leader. His death marked the end of an era, but his legacy lived on. Baldwin IV's legacy is one of inspiration and strength. He is remembered not just as a king who fought bravely, but as a leader who showed that true strength comes from within. His story continues to inspire generations, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, hope and courage can shine through. The impact of Baldwin IV's reign extended beyond his lifetime. His leadership and the values he embodied helped to shape the future of the Latin Kingdom of Jerusalem. His story is a powerful reminder of the enduring power of resilience and the human spirit. Today, Baldwin IV is remembered as one of the most remarkable figures of the medieval period. His life and reign continue to be studied and celebrated, serving as a testament to the enduring power of courage, determination, and leadership in the face of adversity. If you enjoyed learning about Baldwin IV and his remarkable reign, please like and subscribe to our channel for more historical content. Your support helps us bring you more stories of incredible figures from the past. Thank you for watching. Baldwin was born in 1161, the son of Amalric I of Jerusalem and Agnes of Courtenay. His birth was a significant event in the royal family, as he was the heir to the throne of Jerusalem, a kingdom that was a focal point of the Crusades and a melting pot of cultures and religions. His childhood was spent in the royal court in Jerusalem, where he received a privileged education. The court was a bustling center of political intrigue and cultural exchange, providing Baldwin with a unique environment to grow up in. He was surrounded by knights, scholars, and diplomats, all of whom contributed to his early education. He was tutored by William of Tyre, the Archbishop of Tyre, and a renowned historian, who recognized the young prince's intelligence and courage. William of Tyre was not just a tutor, but a mentor who instilled in Baldwin a deep understanding of history, politics, and the responsibilities of leadership. However, Baldwin's childhood was marred by the early onset of leprosy. This disease, which was poorly understood at the time, cast a shadow over his otherwise promising future. His family and tutors noticed the first signs of the illness when he was still very young. The first signs of the disease appeared when Baldwin was just a child. Initially, it was a small patch of numb skin, but as time went on, the symptoms became more pronounced. The medieval medical community was baffled and could offer little in the way of effective treatment. He was diagnosed with leprosy, a chronic infectious disease that primarily affects the skin, peripheral nerves, upper respiratory tract, eyes, and testes. This diagnosis was a devastating blow, not just to Baldwin, but to the entire kingdom, as leprosy was a disease that carried a heavy social stigma. At the time, leprosy was a terrifying and incurable disease, often leading to social isolation and a slow, agonizing death. Those afflicted were usually sent to leper colonies, cut off from society, and left to fend for themselves. Baldwin, however, was determined not to let the disease define his life. Despite this devastating diagnosis, Baldwin's spirit did not falter. He continued to pursue his education with vigor, showing remarkable resilience and determination. His tutors and family were amazed at his ability to remain focused and driven despite his illness. He continued his education, displaying a keen interest in military strategy and history. Baldwin was particularly fascinated by the tactics of past military leaders and the history of the Crusades, which were still ongoing during his lifetime. This knowledge would later prove invaluable during his reign. His father, recognizing his son's potential, involved him in the affairs of the kingdom from a young age. Baldwin was given responsibilities that were unusual for someone of his age, allowing him to gain practical experience in governance and diplomacy. When Baldwin's father, King Amalric I, died in 1174, the young prince became King Baldwin IV at the age of 13. The transition of power was a critical moment for the kingdom, as many doubted whether a young boy, especially one afflicted with leprosy, could effectively rule. His coronation took place in the Holy Sepulchre, the holiest site in Christendom, marking the beginning of his reign. The ceremony was a grand affair, attended by nobles, clergy, and knights from across the kingdom and beyond. It was a moment of both hope and uncertainty for the people of Jerusalem. However, due to his young age and his illness, a regent was appointed to rule in his stead until he came of age. This regency was a period of political maneuvering and power struggles, as various factions within the kingdom vied for influence over the young king and his policies. Raymond III of Tripoli, Baldwin's cousin, was chosen as regent. This decision was not made lightly, as the kingdom was in a precarious state, and the need for a strong and experienced leader was paramount. Raymond was an experienced leader, but his regency was marked by political instability and internal conflicts within the kingdom. The political landscape was fraught with challenges, as various factions vied for power and influence, each with their own agendas and ambitions. The barons, often more concerned with their own interests than the well-being of the kingdom, were a constant source of tension. Their disagreements and power struggles only served to weaken the kingdom's unity, making it more vulnerable to external threats. Despite his illness, Baldwin took a keen interest in the affairs of his kingdom. He was determined to understand the complexities of governance and the intricacies of court politics, often spending long hours in council meetings and discussions with his advisors. He was known for his intelligence, his sharp wit, and his ability to command respect despite his young age. Baldwin's presence in the court was a beacon of hope for many, as his keen mind and strategic thinking were seen as vital assets in these troubled times. He relied heavily on the counsel of William of Tyre, who became his close advisor and confidant. William's wisdom and experience were invaluable to Baldwin, providing him with the guidance he needed to navigate the treacherous waters of medieval politics. At the age of 15, Baldwin IV formally assumed the reins of power, declaring himself of age to rule. This bold move was a clear signal to both his supporters and detractors that he was ready to take on the responsibilities of kingship. This decision was driven by his growing concern over the instability of the kingdom and his desire to take a more active role in its defense. Baldwin understood that the kingdom's survival depended on strong and decisive leadership, and he was determined to provide it. His decision was met with mixed reactions, with some welcoming the young king's decisiveness, while others doubted his ability to rule effectively given his illness. The court was divided, with some nobles rallying behind Baldwin's vision for the future, while others remained skeptical, fearing that his health would hinder his ability to lead. The kingdom itself was a land of contrasts, with its majestic castles and fortified cities standing as symbols of strength amidst a backdrop of political turmoil. The soldiers patrolling the borders were a constant reminder of the ever-present threat of invasion. Meanwhile, the common people continued with their daily lives, largely unaware of the intricate power struggles taking place within the walls of the royal court. For them, the stability of the kingdom was paramount, as it directly impacted their livelihoods and safety. In the midst of this, the pursuit of knowledge and learning continued unabated. Scholars and scribes worked tirelessly to preserve the wisdom of the ages, ensuring that the kingdom's intellectual heritage would endure despite the political upheaval. Baldwin's determination to lead by example was evident in his preparations for battle. Donning his armor, he inspired his troops with his courage and resolve, ready to defend his kingdom against any threat that might arise. As the young king listened intently to the debates and discussions within his court, he knew that the path ahead would be fraught with challenges. Yet he remained steadfast in his commitment to his people and his kingdom, determined to forge a legacy of strength and resilience. Baldwin's reign was marked by the ever-present threat of Saladin's formidable armies. Saladin, a brilliant military strategist and a charismatic leader, had united the Muslim forces under his banner and posed a grave threat to the survival of the Latin kingdom. Despite his debilitating illness, Baldwin IV was determined to defend his kingdom. He understood the gravity of the situation and the immense threat that Saladin posed to his people. He knew that he could not afford to let his illness hinder his ability to lead his kingdom in this critical time of peril. Baldwin IV proved to be a capable and courageous leader, inspiring his people with his unwavering faith and his determination to defend his kingdom against all odds. He was a skilled military strategist, leading his forces to several significant victories against Saladin's armies. His courage and determination in the face of adversity earned him the respect of both his allies and his enemies alike.